Hello and welcome. This is my first time using a filter on a live. Not sure how I feel about it, but I kind of like it. Anyway, if you're watching this part right now, you are watching the replay. There's nobody live yet, but I'm so excited that you are here listening in on this week's weekly knit chit chat. So every knit chit chat as of right now is on Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern time every week, unless I announce otherwise. So hello and welcome, Wool and Women Fibers. So the weekly knit chit chats are just about hanging out and knitting and chatting. Hello, Marie Elyse. So fun to see you guys here. I'm able to like comments. So yeah, so we're just here to hang out and chat and knit and stuff like that. I just enjoy this time. I enjoy you joining me. So yeah, here I have a whole bag of yarny stuff that I thought I could chat about. If you want to let me know what projects you've been working on lately, you can put those in the comments. Yeah, and last week somebody actually came on live and shared her project, so I'm thinking we might do that after I've kind of finished talking about everything I can think of. So if you want to go live with me, that would be so much fun. If not, don't worry, I totally get it. So first thing is, this is what I plan to knit on while we're chatting. This is the In a Mood Infinity scarf. So I have the In a Mood shawl. The whole concept is that you get to choose what you want to knit and when. So there's 4 stitches in the pattern, but you get to choose when you knit them and how long you knit them and how big you want your project to be and how many colors you use and all of that. So anyway, what I'm doing with this one, this is Hand Dyed Diva yarn, by the way, and this filter is making it more washed out than it is. It's a nice, pretty, bright blue green. Anyway, so this one I'm using the drop stitches and the garter with some purl bumps added in for the first loop. So my idea is I'm going to make this all Kitchener stitch at the end. I'll make it 3 loops for my version. Again, the pattern, you get to choose exactly what you do, how large you make it. The second loop is all this inside out rib, which I just love. This is like a green, it's definitely very green. It looks more brown on the screen. And then, so that'll be the second loop here, which, as you can see, I'm getting close to being done with that loop. And then the third loop will be the simple lace and the garter. So that's that project plan. It's not my most important project to be working on right now, but it's what I'm working on. Again, you can't totally, basically this is a bit more green and this is a bit brighter. I could maybe figure out how to turn off the filter, but okay, Marie Elyse said, knitting socks and working on writing the design for the first time. I'm nervous, but it's fun. I saw that in your stories. That is so exciting. I can't wait to hear and see more about that. Are you planning on like actually writing it as a pattern and publishing it? Or is this more of like just for you? And either way is fun. Okay, what else do we have here? Even though I probably don't have the time to do it, I signed up for a test knit. I don't think I have test knit for somebody in probably nearly 2 years. I did some. You're planning to write it up? Yay! I'm so excited. Let me know if you need any help or have any questions or anything. So I did test knitting, fair bit for a few months before I started designing. And I'm trying to think, I don't think I've really hardly test knit at all since I started designing. but every time I see DK weight socks that are slipper socks, I'm like, I want to make those. And so this one finally got me. So this is the, oh, that's upside down. The Daily Slipper Socks. And on Instagram, their handle is s.knits. And I just have to have one of these done by April 20th. So I can do it, right? I'm super excited. I have to gift it to a friend who's a local yarn day. Oh, that's so sweet. That'll be so fun. Yeah, so it's like basically this sock is just ribbing. I haven't looked at the pattern at all as, you know, like I printed it, but I haven't actually looked at the instructions. So, looking forward to that. That I am going to be knitting in, I'm planning to hold Patons Kroy double. This is a little bit darker than it's showing, so it's a dark gray. And it's got a bit of a heather to it. So I just plan on holding that double and having some super cozy dark gray socks. I've heard amazing things about Patons Kroy socks, so I've had this sitting around for a while. I'm sure it was just gifted to me and never actually used it. So that's exciting. For her website, it's thank you. That's so fun. That's so sweet. I'm sure I'll see more about it when you get closer, but if I don't say anything, make sure you send it to me. I mean, like, make sure you tell me when it's up. Alrighty, what else do we have here? Oh, I don't know if you remember, I brought a bunch of yarn samples with me on my trip to swatch up for the sweater that I'm supposed to be making with Camp Fiber yarns. And I didn't end up doing it because I realized, wait, I need to wind this. I need to keep each, like each one separate to know which one is which base and all of this. So I didn't end up working on it at all on my trip. So I wound them up. I was keeping them so carefully with the tags. And then I had picked them up all carefully and was bringing them downstairs to take a photo. And all of the tags just went everywhere on the floor. And so now I don't know I know what one of them is because it's got this high twist. So it's like her twist, 2-ply twist DK or something like that. Anyway, beyond that, I should have just watched all of that on my trip because Laura's gonna have to help me regardless. But, so the goal is to finish swatching those by the end of this week. Here's just one swatch. So I'm just swatching textures, seeing how it works up. And then I get to choose my base for my sweater. Well, actually, I think I'm gonna knit 2 sweaters is the plan because then we can show different colors. But she still has to do a little more experimenting with the colors, but she needs to know what base I'm going to use. So it's waiting on me now. So that's something I should be working on. And then, I thought it could be fun to, can't wait to see the collaboration. Me neither. It's not a high pressure collaboration because we're looking at a January release, which is really nice because I'm not freaking out about it. This is my cardigan that I've been working on since November. So it's the project that I've worked on most often on my lives, and I just thought it would be fun to pull it out again because I still have not made it very far. So, if there's anybody watching this who feels like they're a slow knitter or everybody online is getting everything done so quickly and just feels like there's something wrong with you, there's not. I promise. It's just a matter of the more time you spend knitting, the more stuff you get done. The less time you spend knitting, the less stuff you get done. And it's interesting, even though of course I'm still a designer, I spend so much time on the design circle and helping other designers that I don't spend nearly as much time designing and stuff. The last one, I was going to double check and make sure I could share it, but I'm pretty sure I can share the yarn. It's a mystery, or I'm doing this for somebody else, so I'm getting paid to do it. And so I can't share anything about the design, but I'm pretty sure they said I could share the yarn. So here's a little sneak peek. Oh, it does not show up right anyway, so it doesn't matter. Well, you can take your guess at what colors this actually is. So, that will be a 2-color project. That's the other thing I actually should be working on. And instead, I keep working on this one. Primarily because this one is at a really easy point to work on while I'm chatting. Yeah, so that would be fun. I need to get the swatches done tomorrow and then start actually writing the pattern. So Marie Elyse, since you're the only one here, what have you been up to this week? What's new? And if you have 3 words to describe your week, you can share those. And always, anybody watching the replay, I love the whole 3-word thing. So if you want to share that in the comments of the replay, I'd love to hear that too. Let's see. The 3 words I came up with were busy, normal, and fulfilling. So normal primarily because I'm finally kind of getting back into my groove, although I'm not 100% wanting to get back into my groove because I'm wanting to not work all the time. I struggle with this over and over and over again. I keep thinking, oh, I'm going to be so much better about stopping work at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whatever every evening, and then I work until 11 o'clock. So it's a plus and a negative that I'm getting back into my groove, but it's been good. Been lots going on and just feeling like I'm making progress, and it's fun. So 3 words: new, cozy, and hopeful. If you want to elaborate on those, please feel free to. That sounds so wonderful. I'm curious what the new is. I wonder if it's because of the new pattern design, or is there something else new going on? And it's the same with the hopeful. That's so fun. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so I try to make notes so that I at least have something to talk about while I'm here chatting, even though I'm more than happy to go off script. I mean, not that it's scripted, but go on to tangents based on whatever you want to talk about. But one thing I had put in the notes is, hey, it's April 1st, and I don't like April 1st because I'm like the Grinch of April Fool's Day. It just makes me so anxious. What can I believe about people, and what can I mean, I guess at that point then I'm like, is Marie Elyse, when did she actually post that she was doing this sock design? Is she actually doing a sock design? And it just makes me so distrustful and frustrated. So that's my little rant on April Fool's Day. Do you like April Fool's Day? Is it fun for you, or are you the trickster, or are you the person who is just sitting in the corner hoping that nobody realizes it's April Fool's Day? New for trying to design, cozy because it was cold and I knit a lot, and hopeful because spring is coming. Canadian Indigenous peoples met with the people and had a positive step towards reconciliation. Wow, that sounds really great. I'm bad at keeping up with events here, let alone in Canada, but so I don't know much information around that, but that does sound very hopeful and exciting. And no worries. Yes, does sound like an important Canadian issue. Anything that brings us to a more, what's the word? Considerate, loving, hospitable, world, I think is good. I always think it's important to spread those things. So, yeah, was I talking about anything else? I was not. I did get, last night, I got my booster, finally, immunization, and big reason why I'd been putting it off is because we have a big trip planned next month, and I wanted to make sure I did that as close to the trip as I could. So that's exciting, but I am a little bit more, not 100% with it. My brain processing power is a little slower. And I've got myself propped up on pillows, so I don't actually have to make effort to sit up straight. But yes, so I haven't actually gotten much done for work today, but it's fun to have you here. Let's see. Okay, stuff going on this week. Okay, so I have the Design Circle, which is a community for designers where I never did my intro at the beginning of this. If you're new around here, hello, I am Jessica. I'm a knitting pattern designer and design mentor behind Snickerdoodle Knits and the facilitator of the Design Circle. If you watched this far, it's probably because you already know who I am. But anyway, so the Design Circle. It is currently hosted, so the community part is currently hosted on a program called Discord, which works pretty well. I like the platform for the most part, but there's some things that are really frustrating. And then it requires that I have to have a separate part of the Design Circle on my website to host all of the replays and things like that. Anyway, so for a while now, I've been thinking about joining this other platform called circle.so, and it would allow me to share the replays more easily. It would allow people to follow conversations more easily, different things like that. So this week, I feel like a lot of my week has actually been procrastinating. So like I should be knitting up those swatches, right? Should be writing that secret pattern. And every time I have to upload a replay of a video or anything like that, I get really frustrated. I wish that I was on a different platform. So that happened again this week, and I started a trial with Circle and spent way more time than I should have setting that up. So if you're familiar with Discord and or Circle, I'd love to hear your thoughts, especially if you've used Circle as a user. If you like it, if you don't like it, there's definitely mixed feelings inside of the membership, like the members, between the members. Some folks really hate Discord and are super excited about Circle. Some folks really like Discord because they have several different groups they're part of on there. So it's convenient to be able to check multiple things in one place. So I really don't know what's going to happen, but I think it'll be a lot easier to manage on Circle. It does cost a fair bit of money too, where Discord's free, but I'm also paying for extra stuff on my website in order to host everything. So anyway, that was a lot of what I worked on this week. Something else I wanted to start this week and haven't yet, I might start working on it tonight or tomorrow, is that I am planning to start a podcast for designers. So don't get too excited. It's not a knitting podcast, but I kind of feel like this is like my version of a knitting podcast. But for designers, where we talk about designing and we talk about business and all that kind of stuff, because there just really isn't a lot of information out there for designers. So anyway, that's something that I've been wanting to do this week, have not got done, but I'm really excited about it because that kind of format of just talking about stuff works pretty well for me. Like, anyway, and then I would also plan to record it as a video, and so then I can post it on YouTube and stuff for folks who want the visual along with it, even though it'll just be me talking with my face. So that's something I'm really excited about, and actually I have already booked my first guest speaker. For the most part, it will just be me talking. I will have replays of like the design guests that I have here on Snickerdoodle Knits. But for the most part, it will just be me sharing about business stuff. But I have already booked one guest because it's basically her fault that I'm doing the podcast now. I originally had planned to start it in January, like next year, 8 months away. But she had me on her podcast and we talked about stuff, and of course I loved it. And then she was talking about how much she loves it and how much she thinks I should do it, and it's something that just sounds really exciting to me. It's not something that like scares me or like anything like that. It doesn't feel like it would be as hard of work as a lot of different things. Like writing content for me is a lot more work, energy wise. So anyway, she convinced me to start before next January. So anyway, I'm hoping to record at least a trailer for it and like first couple of episodes. And then I have to submit it to get it approved and things like that. So I don't know when it will actually go up. But I'm going to record with Kinsey at Feel Good Social on Tuesday, about having fun and just enjoying what you're doing in your business. So I'm super excited about that. It feels really fitting because for me, the podcast just sounds like a lot of fun. So it felt like a good place to start off. I don't think it will be one of the first like 2 episodes, but it might be like episode 3 or 4. So that's something really exciting. And then also with Feel Good Social, Kinsey, she is going to have me on her Instagram on Monday. That's something we had scheduled like a couple of months ago. But that should be fun. I'm not sure if I'm going to be going live with her, from this account or from my Pattern Design Circle account. I think I'll go live from this account, because I think it'll be more about like talking about my journey and things like that, and not so much about business, but I will let you know for sure closer to the time. Yeah, so then what else? Oh, today is April 1st, of course, but it is the beginning of the first design along in the design circle. So part of the design circle from the day that I created it was that it would have a design along that would last a month long. And so the idea is that designers are able to work on designs alongside each other. Like we can always, of course, share projects and progress and stuff, but this is like very specifically for emphasis on designing. So it will have 2 live calls every week where folks can share what they're working on, what progress they've made. We can talk about how our design processes are similar or different. We can talk about also any questions specific to our designs. So that's kind of part of what I'm most excited about, I don't know, is that I think it's a great opportunity for folks who are feeling scared about designing something. In particular, like there's something new about it or feels intimidating, but when they know that they have all these other designers to support them, to answer their questions and to help them, I'm hoping that folks will take it as an opportunity to actually move forward on those things that feel scary. We've already had some folks asking questions about, I think it's raglan sleeves that they're talking about, but anyway, I'm just loving it I'm looking forward to it because I think it'll be really fun. I personally haven't seen a whole lot of designer spaces that are like that. So it's kind of like the idea of a knit along. I mean, yeah, I guess because I called it a design along. But yeah, for designing. That just reminded me of I had told folks that they could share their dips. And it just made me laugh because it, like, a whip is a work in progress, so a dip is a design in progress, so they can share their dips. What else is going on? Oh, yesterday, that was like ages ago, yesterday inside of the design circle we had Summerlee Knits. I don't know if you know who she is, but she is pretty well known, and she designs socks, and bright, fun, colorful socks. So it's not like my vibe per se, but it's a lot of fun to see her work. And so we brought her in. Members had requested. I hadn't even been familiar with her work until members had requested her last fall to talk about cohesive branding, because like if you look at her Instagram feed, it's like very clear what her brand is. It's these bright colors, white backgrounds, and lots of socks. So anyway, she came in and talked about cohesive branding, but then she used to be a photographer for a commercial company and all sorts of stuff. So we just had fun chatting with her. Earlier this week, we also had, inside of the design circle, a workshop, which I don't know how much I've shared here about the workshops, but the workshops are something new that I implemented earlier this year. Like in January was the first one, and the idea was we have all of these guest speakers that are sharing their expertise. We have like the small groups where people can ask questions just among, like, there's like 3 or 4 people in a group, and they can always ask questions inside of the community, but it felt like we were missing a place where we could interact live and share feedback that way. So I started the workshops for that purpose. We had our March one on Tuesday, and we talked about ideal customers. Also, I see that Sarah with S Knits is here. I was talking about how I've signed up for your test knit, and I'll be test knitting your socks, and I'm excited. For anybody else, there's a couple of people that just recently joined. So if you haven't seen Sarah's latest test knitting call, everyday, are they just the everyday socks? Daily slipper socks. Super excited. So, and this is the yarn that I'm planning on using. I'm planning on just holding Patons Kroy Devil. It is a little bit darker. I have a filter on right now, so it's a little bit darker, but it's like a dark gray. It'll be fun, but have fun to see you here. I'm glad you're excited too. I've printed it, but I have not actually looked at the pattern yet, and I saw that you sent an edit today, so I will have to look into that and actually start working on it. But my goal is just to get the one done by the deadline, the requirement. And then I don't know how long I will have just one done, but I'll be halfway towards a pair of socks, so that'll be good. Okay, so yeah. Oh, since we have new folks here, tell me what you're knitting. What are you working on, or what have you been working on recently? This is, if you watched just the last episode, you've seen this. It is my In a Mood Infinity scarf, and it's based off of my In a Mood shawl pattern that has 4 textures. You get to choose when and how long you knit each stitch. You can just totally omit stitches altogether if you'd like, but this one I am creating as, it's going to be like 3 loops, or it could be 1 as 2 loops, but color-wise I'm making it 3 loops. So this is as far as I am on the 2nd loop, and then the 3rd loop will be this first color again, and it will be in the simple lace motif. So yeah, super minor change, just 1 letter. Perfect. It's funny. it's interesting hosting test knits, because it's like there can be several super simple changes, but then if people see that like, oh, there's been a lot of changes, it's like, oh my goodness, I missed out on a lot. And it's like, no, it was like a grammar thing or a spelling thing. So anyway, funny. You love it, so customizable. Yes. So that was In a Mood. It's all about you can knit what you're in the mood for. So this one especially, the shawl, you had to complete the 8-row repeat just to get the math to work. But this one, it really doesn't matter when you do. Like, aesthetically you might make a few choices, but you really can just move between stitches as often as you want, change colors as much as you want. I also had, and I'll do it in the infinity scarf, and I'm also planning to do a cowl just in this color. But what was I saying? Oh, I have instructions in there about how you can, like, if you have a bunch of scrap yarn that you want to use, have yarn equivalencies, so you know kind of what weight you're using. If you want to use, say, like a bunch of lace weight and hold it triple, and then have some DK weight and some fingering weight double, or things like that, or hold lace with fingering. There's a whole page that is all yarn equivalencies. So it's a lot of fun, and I still haven't even gotten, like, I've only shared 3 test knitter projects. I think I have a whole bunch more I'm going to share on my grid, my feed, here on Instagram. But it's so fun to see the different test knitter projects, because they can be so different, and different sizes, and different, like, some folks will only use 2 stitches, some folks will use all of the stitches. One person I loved, she drew cards for her test, for her stitches and her colors. So it was like she decided she was ready for a change or something, and so then, or she finished a repeat. I don't know exactly when she did it, but then she drew a card to determine which stitch motif she was going to go with and which color she was going to go with. She just had 2 colors to choose from. But anyway, I thought that was a lot of fun, something that I hadn't really thought of. And then I do also have in the pattern, like, suggestions for different designs. Like, if you want to use these 2 stitches, here's 2 different recipes you can follow. And then I also had, I finished 2 samples. I still have one I haven't finished, but I have instructions on the 2 finished ones in the pattern. So yes, I think it's so fun. Thank you, Marie Elyse. She said she loves the infinity cowl I'm working on. This was originally going to be the cowl, but I feel like it's more of an infinity scarf, and I feel like I still want a cowl. So this is how I end up with 3 patterns from the same motif, because it started as a shawl. I'm like, this would be so fun as a cowl. This would also be so much fun as an infinity scarf. So, yes. Oh, and for, looks like we just have 2 people on the call now. Who's left here? It's Sarah. Sarah, if you want to share how your week's been, share that too. Marie Elyse said that hers was new, cozy, and hopeful. And I said that mine was fulfilling, busy, and normal. So anyway, it's just a fun way to chat about your week. You can share whatever you've been whatever you've been up to besides what you've been working on. I don't think you've probably been working some on your socks, but if you have anything else you've been working on, knitting or otherwise, I'd love to hear about those too. Yeah, so what else? Is there anything else been going on in your guys' life? For me, like I said, I feel like everything is design circle related. So I'll keep chatting about it. But if you don't want to talk about the design circle, we can talk about something else. So I scheduled a bunch more guests, like Making Stories, Natalie Warner, who's Natalie in Stitches, I have a few more that are like just waiting on the contract, so I haven't technically scheduled them yet, but they're pretty much going to be guests. I'm also going to be I'll be doing one of the calls next or this month now, so that'll be fun. Sarah said hers were exciting new things and happy mail. So fun. What is new things for you? And feel free to elaborate on any of that. I'm guessing happy mail is yarn, but I suppose there's a lot of other things we can get in the mail that are happy. Today, so I had mentioned earlier that I haven't gotten a whole lot of work done today. But I did new designs, fun. Is it anything you can share, or is it like the sock, or do you have other stuff? So for my birthday, the mail was of course yarn. Love it. So for my birthday, my husband had gotten me some plants, mostly artificial, but 2 live plants. And they've been sitting in my office since I got back. He put them all in my office for when I got home, so they were all in the same place and not wrapped up. But they've been sitting there since I got home from my trip. So this morning I finally found places for most of them. That's kind of been my fun. Happy mail just reminded me of that. It's not happy mail, but a gift. A shawl design for spring. That's fun. If you want to go live and share about it, feel free. I know sometimes it can be hard to chat all about everything in the comments, but if you want to chat about it live, feel free to request to join the live or make a comment in the comments, and no worries if not. Last week Jill joined me live for a little bit. It was a lot of fun, but otherwise this week I feel like still doing a lot of catch up from my vacation. I think I'm pretty well caught up now. I have just a couple more messages. I did, for the design book collaboration inside the design circle that we're working on, we have finalized which designs we're going to be using. So that was a lot of fun. Figured out our new timeline since we decided to push the release date. And then we have plans to, sorry, I just got a notification. It's distracted me. Sarah said, I wish I could, but I'm in the car, not driving but navigating. No worries, it sounds fun. If you want to share more about your shawl, feel free in the comments. You can, what kind of textures you're using or shape or anything like that. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, okay, so for the Design Circle design book, we are going to be starting a Kickstarter, in hopes to help fund it, because we realized that especially the photos and modeling was going to be out of the budget for a lot of designers, and this is a completely designer funded project so far, so that is exciting. I'll be working on that over the next couple of weeks, and of course you will know all about it when it's available. And then let's see here. Did I have anything else? And the only other thing I had listed here was just that I had some business calls. So, not a super exciting week, but it feels like there's been a lot happening. Yeah. Marie Elyse, if you want to go live with me and just chat or share what you've been knitting on or anything like that, feel free. You can request, I think down at the bottom, maybe is there a video camera? Or you can put it in the comments if you're interested, of course. No pressure if not. But it is fun to to chat that way. I wish what we could do is like have like a Zoom call on Instagram so that I could actually like see faces and stuff and make it easier to chat, but we do what we can. Playing with intarsia and mixing yarn weights. Ooh, that does sound fun. Not my project, but one of the projects for the book collaboration. I think, so I had made a suggestion that they could play with yarn weights, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'm super excited to see it. But yeah, that sounds super fun. Do you know when you plan to release it? And is there like a yarn dyer that you're collaborating with for it? Might be too shy for this. Well, no worries. If you want to try, go ahead and hop on. But I totally understand. I think I can also... Let me see. If you want me to invite you, I can invite you. There we go. I think I accepted it. It always takes a little while. There we go. Hello.
Glory and sideways.
You're now sideways.
Oh,
So fun to actually talk to you.
Hi. We've never talked before. That's so funny. Oh, I look terrible.
Oh, no, you look great.
You're so funny. Oh, yes. I'm trying to figure out. I did not think this through. I just don't have a...
No worries.
This is real life, ladies.
Yeah, Sarah said I love to see faces, and I totally agree with her. It's so fun.
Yeah, so this is what I've got so far. I'm gonna try to show you, and
Oh, so fun.
it has a little texture, and it's a little. There's supposed to be little garden plots with some seed stitch, and I'm at the heel right now. It's just, yeah.
That's so fun. So you actually are designing something. It's not an April's Fool's prank.
No, it's boring. It does feel like it, though.
Yes, I agree, Sarah. That's a beautiful yarn.
Oh, it's my daughter just hopped on. Merci, Catherine. Oh, she's so sweet.
Yes, I agree. She said the cutest little sock. So proud of my mom.
She's gonna be my test knitter.
Oh, perfect. That'll be so fun. I love how your kids are like also so crafty and like very much into the crafty arts.
Yeah, Catherine has been sewing some of her own clothes lately, just in the past few weeks, like really took to it and is reusing, and I love that. She's buying really old patterns and really old fabric and just repurposing, and I love that. And my other daughter, Michelle, is having her design in Morit Mag coming up, and so yeah, they're much more talented than I am, but I'm trying my hand at this.
Well, I think you're quite talented as well.
Really sweet. I don't know. Here goes nothing. I'm just trying.
Yeah, it's looking great so far. Are you able to say whose yarn that is?
Yes, it is. So I'm in Ottawa in Canada, and this is a local yarn dyer. I'll just show the little logo here. And her name is Alley Cat Yarns.
Oh yes. Did you test knit at least one of my designs in her yarn?
I did. Yes, the Gracefully shawl. After I did it with Tippy Tree, I made a second one in her Smooth Sock and Alley Cat yarns. So they're two of my favorite yarn dyers, and they know it, and I have the stash to prove it.
I love it. I love it.
Yes, but Melissa has been extraordinary. And has allowed me to sometimes test even some new bases that she wanted to try. And I really wanted to thank you. And besides baking her some bread, So I was looking for a way to thank her, and I had all these patterns in my head, and I thought, how about I write one, and then she can do whatever if she likes it, because maybe she won't like it. But if she likes it, maybe she can. Oh, hi! She's Canadian too. Hi.
Yes. What part are you in, Sarah? But go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes. While we're waiting for Sarah to tell me where she's from.
Yes.
So yeah, I'll just give her this pattern if she likes it, and if she likes it, then she can maybe gift it to some of her other fans who buy yarn on her website. I just thought I'd do something for her.
Sweet. I love
It does seem presumptuous though, because I'm kind of assuming that she might like it, but she might not.
Oh, I'm sure she will.
We'll see. Oh, she's in Stratford, Ontario. I know where that is. Hi.
That's so fun.
I'm just hijacking though your chat, so I didn't mean to hijack your chat.
No, that's what I wanted because I still have 15 more minutes to talk. So.
Okay, my daughter's in Pembroke. She's also in Ontario. Okay.
Oh, fun.
Yes.
You guys just have to have a whole, Ontario conversation here.
Yeah. Oh, Joanne, hi. Joanne and I have never met, but we participate in some of the same knit-alongs and now are friends on Instagram and encourage each other. And I love that about this community. And it's just really wonderful. Like, you're so encouraging and everybody's it's great. It's really
it's so fun. And it's so fun that you're able to come live here because you are definitely one of my biggest supporters.
Well, you deserve it. You work hard and you're positive and a positive influence in the community. I do think that in general we have a great fiber community, but some voices deserve a little bit of a louder platform because they just bring out the best in everyone else, and I think you're a part of that. And it's not because I'm just hopping on that I say it. I actually, Catherine will know that I only say it if I mean it. So.
Well, and I know from your direct messages that it's not just because you're alive. So.
You're very sweet. Yes, and I think we need that. We need positive people who encourage each other. It's one of the things that I love about some of my favorite yarn dyers too. They encourage brand new yarn dyers that are their direct competitors, and they promote them on their Instagram. And Melissa always does this from Alley Cat. So many do, and I think there's a place for everyone because not everybody dyes something that will please everyone. And I think we need to encourage more of it. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, everybody in everybody in our industry, like designers too, there's so many designers out there, but at the same time, there's only so many designs that each person is actually attracted to. It's not like everybody loves every piece of art that goes out there. So.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I totally agree. So I really like that about you and about Cam. You had one of your lives with Cam, and I love that about her too. And I just had a little friendly exchange with Little Bitty Delights. Do you know her? She works with Cam, Amanda. So she's lovely too, and she was so encouraging. And she saw that I was trying to design, and I mean, I love her design. She does great socks. She's a sock lover, sock knitter, sock designer. And I love that they can be just, yeah. Oh my gosh, my brother-in-law, hi Stefan, my brother-in-law just joined. Knows nothing about knitting, but love you, Steph. And my husband is downstairs who knits, by the way, but I'm not sure he's must be wondering what I'm doing.
I love that he knits. Your daughter also said, my mom also leads an annual knit fest to donate hats for the unhoused in Ottawa. People warm and cozy.
Merci, Catherine. Yeah.
Does that, I'm guessing that typically happens in the winter? Or
yes, so we try normally to do the drive in, oh, thank you, Sarah. She's lovely. Says she likes our family dynamic.
I love it too.
It's usually a little chaotic, but a lot of love and encouragement. I need to get my son. I have two daughters who are super crafty, and my husband is amazing and now crafty, but not my son. He's just. I was going to say the hat drive is usually we try to not wait too close to Christmas. We try to start in October so that people can actually have time to do some. But the last 2 years, since I've been participating, because I've only been knitting for 2 years, so um, we collected over 50 hats. So we're hoping to do even better next year. My aim is 75 hats. So
Yeah, that's so
it's cold in
cool.
Canada in winter.
Yes. Yeah, well, and I was thinking, when you said you start in October, it's like, well, actually, you probably could start before then.
Well,
Keeping people warm.
yes, but usually by November it's pretty chilly.
Yeah.
But I like to give them out. I like to drive them not as a Christmas present because I feel like everybody thinks about it as a Christmas thing, but then people do their Christmas knitting. So I like to bring them in the first week of December, and then they can actually keep warm when they need to, rather than wait for Christmas presents.
Yes, so important.
Yeah.
Yes. So
okay.
for
my dog is keeping me company. I apologize.
Oh, no, you're good. I think the only other thing I had to say was that I'm now looking forward to you now being obsessed with designing and going forward with all your other ideas.
Well, I do have a series of 4 patterns that I have in mind that I've been mulling over for a while. So we'll see. We'll start with those and then we'll see.
Yeah. So are the series of 4 designs, are they all socks?
Yes. So 4 pairs of socks, and I do have some ideas for a shawl, maybe 2, but I'm going to start with the socks. I'm familiar with the construction, but the writing is intimidating.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Excuse me, Kenobi is destroying something.
Sarah said
you can't do that.
And so rewarding. I totally agree.
I apologize. I don't usually do this. Can you tell?
No worries. Don't worry. This is real life. This is, the whole idea that I say is it's supposed to be as if, we were sitting in the living room on the couch next to each other and the dog would be there. So,
well, it is exactly like that. And this is so fun. And I'm kind of forgetting that there are other people there. And I apologize if I'm extremely boring. And for the French accent too. I'm French Canadian.
No, you're good. No, don't apologize for anything.
But it's so lovely to talk to you. I've been meaning to try to chat with you forever. And I'm really glad I am.
Yes, it's so fun. So yeah, I'm super excited to see where all this designing goes.
Well, we'll see one at a time. Yeah, I just thought that it would be
Joanne
fun.
said you're doing great.
Oh, she's super sweet. Again, some people are just really nice, and there's few people just through knitting and Instagram that I've become really friendly with, and it's just lovely. And one has started her own little podcast, and I think it's just so fun now to see that. So I watch her every week. It's Sophie Knits and Things, and she's from Bouctouche in New Brunswick. So yeah, so she's Acadian, I believe. Certainly French Canadian, but she does it in English so that she can reach more people. And she's hosting her first knit along starting this week. It's just so fun.
That is so fun. Yes, yeah. It's like kind of funny but amazing, like how invested we can get in other people that we're just interacting with online, and just like like you were talking about, like just supporting them and sharing their excitement. And
yes, exactly. And when they have hardships too, like Tiffany was sharing about poor Theo, who was not doing well and needed surgery. That's her dog, for those who don't know. And I have dogs, and I know Tiffany, and I felt really bad. And I have a dog. I apologize. So, yeah, we do get invested in people. I may have to sign off because I do have a dog that I'm going to have to take outside. You're lovely, my dear, and you're doing so well, and it's wonderful to see you.
Well, thank you so much, and thanks for joining the chat live. This was fun.
Yay! Thank you. Have a great week. Thank you, everybody.
That was fun. So I'll try to remember some of I'll link Marie Elyse at least in the description of the replay, and I'll try to also do, let me see. It looks like it's showing that she's still on here, but I'm not seeing her, so I don't know. Anyway, the Sophia, is that the name? Sophie? The podcaster and stuff. And that was so fun to have so many folks from Marie Elyse's family joining us. Is there Sophie's Knits and Things? I don't have my pencil with me. And I don't want to take a screenshot because what if I end up closing out of this? But yes, I will try to remember that. Yeah, so I was gonna see anybody else that is on here. Oh, I can remove you here. Let's see here. I hope that you, oh, thank you, Marie Elyse. All right. I was gonna see if anybody else wants to go live. I think it was Marie Elyse's family and Sarah still here. So, but if anybody else wants to chat, I guess I raised this up to talk to her. But I usually try to put together some sort of motivational, inspirational kind of something to share, but I didn't do that this time. So if you have something motivational, inspirational, encouraging that you'd like to share in the comments, feel free to pop that there. I don't have anything to say. Except for, maybe, I feel like maybe a theme right now is, you have one. Yes, share. Just living real life. Just thinking of like Marie Elyse just joining us, and there's dogs, and there's might feel shy and things like that, but living real life is so much better than trying to live a perfect life. We see so many people that are like, or we see so much that can make it feel like we need to have a perfect life. But living a perfect life actually isn't that enjoyable, and it's really not that relatable if we're only showing what looks like the perfect side of life. It doesn't make you as relatable with other people, but when you just accept the flaws and we're all human, I think that's amazing. So Sarah said, let someone else say no to you instead of assuming it will be a no. Try and find out it could be a yes. Yes, I love that. Excuse me, sorry. But I love that. Sometimes we often assume that we know what the answer is going to be before we ask, and so scared to ask is because you're scared of the no, but what if it's a yes? And the worst thing it can be if it is a no is it just doesn't happen, like it's not that big of a deal. So love that. If there's something that you're feeling scared to do, go ahead and try it. I wonder, Sarah, is there something specific that's been going on with you that prompted that? Like, did you maybe ask somebody something and they said yes? I'm trying to think. For me, I guess that happens quite a lot with the design circle stuff. I reach out to people that it's like have no idea, and especially if they'll be in my budget, but no idea if they'll actually say yes. And one of the most amazing, in my opinion, yeses, just because I'm such a fan of her, is that Gigi Made It, Gay Glaspie, said yes, and she will be one of the guest speakers in the design circle in May, very early May, so about a month away. So super excited about that, but just an example of that. I'm not sure if leave a little bit more time. I don't know if Sarah was responding. I had asked if there was something going on in her, something she'd done or asked that was a yes, because that's super exciting. If so, yeah, I think that's about all that I have. Oh, one more thing. I've been trying it a lot recently, just trying to take more chances. Yes, I love that. Okay, last thing. Do you have any plans for the weekend? Do you have anything going on this weekend? I mean, I basically already shared my plans. I need to do some swatching with the Campfire yarns. I want to record a few podcast episodes, and I want to get started on my latest secret design. So that's kind of my weekend plans. I keep thinking that I need to get outside and do some yard work, but my arm is extremely sore, and I don't think that's going to happen this weekend. What I'll do, we never got some of our pruning done last fall that we needed to get done, and a few things like that. But friend's birthday dinner and a long bike ride. That sounds amazing. Okay, do you want to have something crazy? We don't even have bikes. So now my sister has my bike, but after we left home and then we were moving all of the time and all of this stuff, we still haven't even gotten bikes, which I feel like is crazy. And Marie Elyse said, nope, just quietly trying to finish this sock. That sounds amazing as well. Well, thank you so much to everybody that joined and everybody that participated. It was so fun, Marie Elyse, to have you live. I think it'll be fun to keep trying to do that on a regular basis if folks are still interested. So, and maybe if Sarah joins next time and isn't in the car, she can come live. I apologize. I just assumed your pronouns. I would love to have you live. And yeah, I guess it's just all I have left is my normal wrap up. So, as I always say, remember that you are on your own journey, and so I hope that you enjoy it, and I'm sending big hugs. And okay, perfect. Thank you, Sarah. I'm terrible about remembering. There are a few people that I remember, and then anyway, yes, so you're on your own journey. You get to make it what you want, and I hope you enjoy it. And I'm sending big hugs, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and happy knitting.